Hey, I'm Colin, and welcome to another Make It Fast Monday. I'm working on some big video projects that's preventing me from getting videos out every week. So I thought I would do this series where I talk about food or drink related topics. I try and do it really quick, and then that way I can still make videos every week. I should also note that, I'm going to do away with the timer. Some weeks I went over, some weeks I went under. I'm going to just stick to this format where I'm not doing a lot of B-roll and they're not big projects. We're going to just talk. I'm going to talk fast to make it fast. So hopefully we should be around the same time frame. Don't worry about the timer. Today I want to talk about Seedlip's distilled non-alcoholic spirits. You heard that right, distilled non-alcoholic. So when you distill botanicals and water, you get concentrated, interesting flavors. As long as you don't distill something that's alcoholic, you won't have alcohol come out the other end. And this is supposed to be comparable to drinking some classic cocktails when you mix with this stuff, but non-alcoholic. So this might be for you pregnant folks or the folks that don't drink, period, for whatever reason that may be. This could be a great option to still have something kind of interesting and fun, and kind of has the vibe of a spirit with this nice packaging and everything. So I'm excited. I've been drinking too much in quarantine, so I was looking forward to something that could give me that vibe of a classic cocktail, but could help me cut back a little bit. I should note though, this does cost the same as like a normal spirit. This bottle ran me $30, which is a pretty darn good bottle of bourbon, if you ask me, is about that price range. So it is on the pricier end. Now you're only using 2 ounces at a time. It is distilled, it's a concentrated flavor. Now I actually haven't opened this yet, so let's give this a whiff. Oh, that's super interesting. It's very lemony, but not like in the pungent bitter way. It's like, it almost smells like Sprite. That's interesting. So I got to try it on its own. Let's do that first before we mix up one of these cocktails. Try just a little bit. Okay, it's not super strong actually. It's not what I was expecting at all. Kind of tastes like lemon water. Okay, now there's a little bit more. See, it's got like some of the bitterness of lemon, but not really the sweetness with it. It's interesting. I think I'm going to make one of their cocktails that they recommend. So let me get out the recipe here. We're going to go for the Margarita. Okay, so in this cup, I already have 1 tablespoon of agave syrup, ½ an ounce of fresh lemon juice, some ice cubes, and then I'm going to add in 2 ounces of the Seedlip Grove. They have different kinds. This one's called Grove. It's more citrus. Some of them are spicier. I have to look at their website, see all the different flavors that they have. So I'm going to shake this over ice. So what I'm trying to do here is see if this at least scratches the itch of a cocktail. I don't expect it's going to taste like a good margarita, because in my opinion, a good margarita is really tequila forward. But will this at least scratch the itch? If you're not drinking and you're used to having margaritas, will this make you feel all right? Now this cup already has the salt rim and the lime on there. Cheers. Okay. That's really surprising, especially after I tasted that by itself. By itself, that was nothing to write home about. I was like, oh my God, $30, like what? But this together, I think the salt really helps sell that flavor, because in a classic margarita, you get all that salt flavor like right at the end, and it goes really well with that tequila, like the top line of the tequila flavor. I think that you could just tell someone, oh, I barely put any tequila in there, and they might think that this is a margarita. It's definitely not the same thing if you like tequila and you make really boozy margaritas. Definitely not the same thing, but this scratches the itch of a cocktail for sure. Yeah, that's really fun. That's actually really surprising. Yeah, I could be convinced to have this like at the end of a long day, and I'm like, oh God, I don't want to have a drink. I'm trying to cut back right now. Having this, that would work. Now the problem is there's no booze in it, so it's drinkable as hell. You could down this sucker real fast. Okay, so let's try their mule. You take a glass with ice, and you add 2 ounces of Seedlip Grove. Spilling everywhere. I need to treat this more precious. It was still the same price as a spirit. And then you fill up the rest with ginger beer. I'm going to use the Fever Tree because it's really spicy, so maybe it'll kind of give me that vibe of alcoholic ginger beer. This isn't alcoholic, is it? No. All right. All right, let's see what we're cooking with here. Cheers. See, that tastes like watered down ginger beer. Like, that didn't really do anything for me. Like, I'd be better off just drinking the ginger beer and not spending $30 for that recipe. They have some other recipes that sound really interesting, that have really interesting ingredients, and I think that's the way to go. Don't go too terribly simple, because then it'll really expose the fragile nature of this stuff. But I think if you go with some other interesting ingredients as well, if you're not drinking, it'll feel more special. This just feels about as special as drinking a ginger beer. There's nothing new or exciting to discover about it. It's a ginger beer. All right, well, all in all, is this worth $30? I would say no. Go make mocktails. If you're anything like me, they've been flooding my advertisements on Instagram and Facebook with this stuff. So I was like, I gotta try it. It must be good. It must be really good. This one really didn't live up to all the hype that they were pumping out. And I haven't really seen any reviews of this anywhere. I probably should have done that before I made this video. But yeah, this was not that exciting. I mean, I'm going to keep this on hand, and maybe I'll try a few more of the recipes. Maybe I'll do a follow-up with some of the other recipes. And if you've used this before, let me know. Tell me if you really like this stuff and what your favorite recipe is with it. Because I might try that. And it might change my mind on this. But I was shocked by this drink. I was really shocked by the margarita. That was super interesting. But as a whole, I don't know if it's interesting enough to not just make a mocktail of this. I mean, if I was really going to be like, oh, I want a cocktail and I'm not drinking, a virgin mojito tastes just like the real thing, and it's super refreshing, and it gives you what you're looking for from a mojito. In fact, sometimes the rum can make me feel hot, whereas if I have a virgin mojito, it cools me down. It's only refreshing. So sometimes a virgin mojito is the way to go anyways. So yeah, I don't know. This might be interesting in a virgin mojito, but there's lime juice in that, and this is a citrus flavor, so it might get lost. Again, probably not necessary. So yeah, I would check out other mocktails before you spend $30 on one of these things, because yeah, they're probably more interesting. And choose interesting ingredients. Like I said, you can find some funky stuff to put in mocktails that you normally don't put in a drink, and that might add that X factor for someone who's not drinking to be like, oh, this is exciting. So anyways, thank you for watching me ramble about this late night quarantine purchase that I made, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.